Hey YouTube, Kimanya, I am Sha.
And I'm Ju. Together we are
Sha and Ju. Welcome back to our channel. So today we'll be making strawberry jam with a twist of lime.
And we'll be using that jam later on in our Napolitaines recipe, a famous Mauritian cookie. So stay tuned for that video.
Before we get into this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and leave your notification bells on at all time so you could get more fun recipes like this. So let's get into it.
Lunes, yo me llamo Tarzán y la gente me dice cómo es. El rey de la selva. Jane es perfecta gracias a sus raíces. ¿Sabes cómo es? El rey de la selva. Ando con mis leones cazando los ciervos. ¿Cómo es? El rey de la selva. Yo soy jefe de leones a cerdo. ¿Cómo es? El rey de la selva.
So as promised, we're making strawberry jam. For this you will need 1.5 kilos of fresh strawberries that we bought a couple days ago, and 350 grams of geile Zucker.
It's actually called Gelierzucker mit Süßungsmittel aus Stevia.
Okay. For those of you who didn't know what stevia was, it's a plant that's native from Brazil and Paraguay, and it has 30 to 150 times the sweetness of sugar, so which is a good thing. This pack is for 1 kilo of fruit, but we're going to use it for 1.5 kilo of fruit. The first thing you always want to remember and you always want to do is wash your strawberries. Because they grow so close to the ground, they actually sometimes still have dirt on them. So you want to wash your strawberries with cold water. And we are going to drain them real quick and trim them. They look very ripe. I like it.
It's good for jam, isn't it?
It is. Strawberry banana, ice cream, strawberry banana milkshake. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's because back home I used to drink mango milkshakes all the time. Here you can't really find fresh mangoes all the time to make mango milkshake. That's why I prefer strawberry banana, because it's available all the time and it's the best.
There used to be in Jasper this ice cream shop that we used to go to all the time, and I thought I'm going to be a little bit exotic and bringing him, I don't know, a coconut something milkshake, and then he's like, yeah, thank you, but I kind of do prefer my strawberry banana ones.
What you want to do next for your strawberry jam is pretty simple. What I've done, I've picked a quarter of my strawberries out. The reason is I want to cut those later and add them in the jam just to create a little more texture and look like real strawberries. These ones, we're gonna put them in a pot, we're gonna cook them down and puree them. I'm going to start this on a very high heat until it starts actually cooking, and then I'm going to put it on a medium heat and let it cook for a few minutes just to render a little water so it's easier to blend and they're a little softer. And then we will add that Dr. Oetker powder.
Gelierzucker? Yes.
Yeah. And then we're gonna blend it, and then I'll show you how to cut these strawberries and add them to the jam later. Once the strawberries start cooking, give them a quick stir. Don't be scared to mash them, we're gonna mash them anyways.
It actually smells really fresh, like strawberries here now.
Strawberries?
Strawberries.
It smells really good, right?
It does.
So for those of you that don't have this, how do you make jam with fresh strawberries?
Good question, sir.
We use 1.5 kilos of strawberries. You will want to add, if you don't have this jam powder, 1.5 kilos of sugar, and cook all of this down until the water is evaporated, and then you don't even necessarily need to blend it. So let's cook this down for another 2-3 minutes and then we're gonna blend it. So now that this has been cooking for a few minutes, you can see the strawberries are a little melted away and they look soft. So I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes before we add the powder. In the meantime, we are going to cut the strawberries into smaller pieces here so we can have them ready for later. While our strawberry puree is cooling down over there, we are going to cut the strawberries. You don't want them too small because they're still going to cook and shrink a little. They're going to lose some water, so you want to make them
cube-sized, kind of.
Yeah, I would say this big. Once the initial stage is cooled down, we are going to add our jam powder. We're going to add all of it, and we are going to puree everything. Now that the puree is ready, I am going to add the strawberries that I cut earlier. And we are going to cook this on a medium to high heat. So we need to bubble this. It smells so good. You want to constantly keep stirring. You don't want the jam to stick to the bottom and burn. That's the most important step right there. This has cooked for about 10 minutes now. Once the pieces of strawberry that we added in a little after it was cooked and pureed, once they have gone transparent, you know the jam is ready. This is when you take it out. We are going to let this cool on the counter until it's cold enough to put in jars. But I'm also going to take some out because we are going to use some for
Napolitaines!
Ju. Earlier we were asking when to add other flavors that you wanted. I would suggest now is the time. Now that you cooked your jam already, this is the time to add the vanilla flavor, coconut flavor, whatever flavor you want. But just taste it first before you add anything else.
Yes, I really have been waiting to give it a try. May I?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me know what you think. The jam expert. You see it's already thick though. It's really hot.
So good. It's really fruity. It's really natural. It has those nice little pieces still in it that you said for texture as well. So
I believe you. I'm just gonna let this cool down before I taste it. As mentioned, we're going to add some lime zest in this part because we want to use it to make Napolitaines.
Napolitaines, stay tuned.
So I'm using a lime and a microplane. If you don't know what a microplane is, it's like a handheld grater. It's very sharp, so watch out. And I'm gonna grate the zest all into this. Can you see it going down?
Yes, it gives a really nice contrast actually to the red. Every time you use zest, that's at least what I do. I use organic ones just because you want to make sure you're using a clean product for that as well.
Use the whole lime. Once mixed in, fill it in mason jars and let it cool down all the way.
Voila! Don't forget to subscribe so you're not missing out on the Napolitaine recipe. Thank you so much for watching today. Tschüss, and until next time.
Gotta work on myself, 'cause I'm falling apart. Please wake me up, 'cause I'm slipping. Can't fight this feeling off no more. But I'm not going to give up and fall. Rise above the